shout out to Brandon is right on Twitter, but he posed a really great tweet, and he said, if the next offseason, and it comes down to the Dallas Cowboys resigning either Daron Bland or George Pickens, who is your choice right now before the season starts? And we're going to revisit this after the end of the season, after 2025. I have some really high-level thoughts, of course, when it comes to a situation like this. So, you know, if it was up to me, we're signing both, but I'll discuss why you would want to sign maybe one over the other and things of that nature. So, hopping straight into it, you know, well-ran organizations like the 49ers can't stand them. Can't stand the 49ers. Can't stand them or their fans. Philadelphia is the same way. I can't stand them or their fans. But you got to also look at Kansas City, Buffalo, Baltimore. Those, or Detroit Lions. Those are just some organizations in which they're not having this type of conversation because they're going to sign both, and it's not going to be an issue. It's not going to be a problem. They're going to find ways. For me, how I view the salary cap, even with me wanting to be a sports agent, I view the salary cap as simple as it could be. It's just a big math problem. It's just an accounting problem. And, you know, you can solve it. You can always solve something when it comes to money, when it comes to numbers. You can always solve and get to the end of it. So I'm not worried about, what should the Dallas Cowboys do? You know, we can't sign everybody. Yes, you can, because Philly's able to sign everybody. Kansas City's able to sign everybody impactful to the roster and keep them around and still draft really well. There's no way that I see the Philadelphia Eagles have the best offensive line in the game, the best running back in the game, and be able to win the Super Bowl alongside with having one of the best D-lines in the game, one of the best secondaries in the game, a really solid quarterback, one of the best wide receiver cores in the league, one of the best tight end cores in the league, and still win the Super Bowl and paying most of those guys. They're paying a quarterback $50+ million a year. They're paying two wide receivers top of the line wide receiver money. They're paying a running back top of the line running back money. They paid 3 out of their 5 or 4 out of their 5 offensive linemen. You know, you got to think about these things. The 49ers, they just paid Brock Purdy. They're paying Bosa. They paid Fred Warner. They paid Ayuk. They paid George Kittle. They're paying, they just have to work on George Kittle's contract, but they're paying Trent Williams. They're paying all of these guys, and and they're still active in free agency, and you mean to tell me that the Dallas Cowboys can't do that? That's BS to me, in my opinion, and I will never fall for that trick and saying, if the Joneses tell you we don't have enough pie, man, damn pie. Go buy more pie, and that's what you can do when they talk about pie. They're talking about the cap space, right? But when we're talking about buying more pie, extend people. When you extend people, it frees up money. And yes, it's money that you normally have to pay down the line. But there's so much time. If the agents in the NFL front offices are doing the contract correctly, if you get a 4-year deal,